right?
Just a hair there. That looks pretty good.
You all right, Vern?
Yeah, I'm all set, thank you.
Mr. Dulles, can you tell us if there's any progress in coordination of the investigation down there?
Well, we had a very good 2 days of meetings in Jackson. Yesterday we talked at length with the governor, had dinner with him and with other members of the governor of Mississippi and with other members of his administration and with some businessmen and other leaders. Then today, we've had quite a long day. We started in with a talk with the church leaders, and then after that we had a luncheon with some of the business leaders, and then we met with quite a large group, including all of the important local leaders of the Negro groups.
I see, sir.
And then after that, and just before leaving, we met again with the governor and had a good talk with him, and then with some business and local leaders from various parts of the state who came in to talk with us from various outlying areas.
Mr. Dulles, there have been some reports that there's this possibly maybe a hoax. Do you have any comment on that?
No, I did not, as I told you when I left. I was not going to get into this investigation question. That's in very competent hands, and I have no comment. In fact, I probably don't know nearly as much about it as you do.
Could you tell us anything about the cooperation between the state and federal authorities down there? How does that seem to be going?
I think that's going very well, and I hope that our trip down there will make it go even better.
Do you know if the search is underway anywhere beside the area around Philadelphia, Mississippi?
No, I really don't know, except what I've been told. I gather that it's going on a broader basis, but that's only what I've been told. I did not look into the matter.
See, do you have any idea what the next step in the search will be, sir? Does it be a broadening or the adding to the number of people on the job?
No, I don't know. You see, I honestly did not go into this question. I felt from the beginning that this was in good and competent hands, and that was not a part of my mission to go into that investigation.
Mr. Dulles, the parents of some of these young workers say that they want federal marshals or some federal protective force down there. Do you think that anything of that nature is called for?
Well, that's a high political decision, and I don't know that it's contemplated. It didn't come up in our discussions.
Generally, the situation down there, do you think there's going to be any difficulty in Mississippi accepting the Civil Rights Bill once it's enacted, or for meeting with these leaders?
Well, there's a real problem there. There's no question about that. There's a very, very difficult problem, and I don't see any likely explosion or anything of that kind, but you have a situation that requires careful handling, and I think that is realized by the governor and by the authorities there and the police under the governor, and I'm sure it's realized by the federal government.
Based on what you saw down there, sir, do you have any recommendations now that might help?
Well, I'll presumably be meeting with the president at his convenience, and I will speak to him about that, and I think I better not talk about it now tonight.
Will you be meeting with the president tonight? Or talking to President Johnson tonight?
Oh, I think not. It's, I believe it's after midnight Washington time, is it?
Pretty close.
I think we'll all go to bed.
Would you meet with him tomorrow?
I don't know. That's at his convenience. Yes. I don't
Well,
know.
after you report to him, would you say that your role in this whole task is finished now, or what? Or will you possibly go down there again?
I have no intention of going down again, but I'm at the disposition of the president. He's asked me to work on this matter, and this may be all that I can do at this time, but that's up to the president.
There was some confusion on your specific mission in Mississippi. Was it as a fact-finding
It was fact-finding to talk with, as we have done, with all of the interested groups, the government, the businessmen, the church people, the Negro leaders, and to see what their attitude was, what the problems were, and what could be done to further the coordination of local and government action.
In civil rights,
In the civil rights issue.
Bill, the forthcoming civil rights
It
bill?
was more the present situation, but of course the present situation is always taken in context with the problems which may arise after the civil rights bill is enacted, if it's enacted, as I assume it will be.
And you feel then there are problems down there that will be difficult to...
Oh, there will be continuing problems. This is not something that can be settled overnight, over a weekend, or over a month end. It's a problem that will require working on for many months and for a long while.
Did you find from the businessmen, the white citizens in Mississippi, any openly hostile reaction to the civil rights programs now underway in Mississippi, or were they generally working toward the idea of getting some cooperation between the entire state?
Well, I think I would say that the businessmen have a very keen idea of the problems that are involved, and they, together with others, will be working on that.
How would you categorize your trip, sir? Would you say it was successful? Do you think you've accomplished your aims down there? Did you have things kind of on the track for the future?
Well, I wouldn't predict all that, you know. All I can say is that we did accomplish what we were trying to do in the sense of talking with a very wide group of people, far more than I could have expected. And we had the complete cooperation of the local authorities in doing that. I think talked with probably 30, 40 people today, each one of whom had something to contribute in this very complicated situation.
Well, Mr. Dulles, because of your background, there was the general assumption you would have something to do with the search for the missing men down there, and we were wondering how what you did was at variance or in coordination with that.
I think that was a misunderstanding, because in the work that I have done has been in the foreign field, and it's the Department of Justice and Mr. Hoover, insofar as the federal government is concerned, which is preoccupied with the local problems of this kind. And I had no intention of getting into that. It was not a part of the mission. I did not get into it.
Their general feelings with these people, these large groups of people that you talked to, could you sum it up, say what their general feelings
Well, I
were?
don't think you can generalize. Naturally, the attitude of the Negro leaders differs, say, from the attitude of business or even of the church. But
from the white citizens, then?
Yes.
What could you generalize their attitude toward the civil rights program?
Well, I would generalize their attitude as being that we have here in Mississippi a very real, a very difficult problem. And it's one that on which everyone has to work. And I found a great willingness to take a very frank view of the situation. Now, the practical measures to be taken to meet it